Today we have another episode of our Truth Bomb Tuesday here at Final Expense Direct. My name is Sarah Primo. We've done a couple of these videos before with our customer service representatives talking about conservation, but today we are visiting with Mischka. Mischka, who I've talked about many times in the past, handles all of our new business. She's our new business rep, and she's been with us for how long, Mischka?
Over 5 years, almost six.
Over 5 years. I guess it was just before COVID,
COVID.
right? It was just
Mm-hmm.
before COVID. That's right. And you worked in the office for a little bit, and then we all went home. So long time working with these carriers. So I wanted to talk a little bit, switch things up a little bit and talk about the new business side of things. So what it is that you do day in and day out and handling all these apps. So if you want to just kind of break it down for us a little bit.
Okay. Hi, good morning. So basically, my job is essentially to help you get your policy approved and get you paid. If there's any issue, any amendment, any information that needs to be verified, it is my job to get that to them. I touch every policy that's written the day before. I touch every pending policy that we have in our system every single day, twice a day. And my range goes from amendments, verifying information, changing any information you need me to change before it's approved, all of that good stuff. So I am the person that helps you get paid all day. That's my job.
Yeah, I know that perks some ears up because obviously we want to be paid on our business, right?
Right.
Yeah. So breaking it down, like you do the legwork for the agent. So
Correct.
and I know a lot of agents in this industry, probably a lot of people hear, well, what's an e-app? We do an e-app and it's an instant decision. And what I would say to that is, well, yes, there's some decisions that come back approved. And so you expect, okay, it's going to get issued in 24, 48 hours, but that's not the whole story, right? There's a lot of scenarios. What are some scenarios that you see from some of our carriers that get an app held up?
Well, it could come back approved, and then they'll dive into their script history or their medical records and found out may have smoked. So they may say, "Hey, we need a tobacco questionnaire. We need to know when the last time they smoked and what did they smoke." Or they could have had some kind of issue with alcohol, or there's some kind of issue with diabetes, some kind of cancer issue, any kind of issue. That is my job to verify when and where, when and how, and get it back to them and get it approved.
Yeah.
So
So a
if
lot of underwriting scenarios that may change, especially with one American Amicable, Pioneer American. That's definitely a
Oh yeah,
carrier that
that's
has a
our biggest
lot.
carrier that has a lot of pending issues. Verifying physical addresses. If the client has a PO address, they need the physical address to verify their medical information. It helps them verify if that's the exact person who we're dealing with. So we need all that kind of good information, and it's my job to get it back to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. So a lot of underwriting scenarios, obviously. And then there's some scenarios that pop up that we see, agents aren't perfect. They make mistakes on apps, right? Could be something clerical like a
Mhm.
transposed social security number, or they can't
Name
identify the.
changes, social security
Mhm.
changes, and with Amicable, it's always an endorsement needed for that. And I don't even need you to complete that. I could do that myself. Any endorsement that has to do with name changes, date of birth changes, social security number changes, I do that for you. I won't even ask you to do it.
Yeah, you brought up a good point there because it's not just notifying the agent that it's being held up for that reason, but you take it a step further and you're the one calling the client to get
Absolutely.
those amendments taken care of because you can do that. You actually don't have to be a licensed agent to handle a lot of these clerical stuff, which is great. So
Absolutely.
I want to talk about what our process is and how we notify the agents because obviously with the number of agents we have, the number of issues that come up with new business, so it's not like we're sitting there manually one by one notifying every agent of every specific deal.
Right.
Where we use an automated report, right? So you want to talk a little
Hmm.
bit about how that report works?
Yes, we do have a pending issue report that comes out twice a day. I believe it's at what 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. and it's
Yep,
basically telling
Central
you
12 and 5. That's right.
right, and it tells you everything that's wrong with it, the notes that I've put on it, if I've tried to contact the client, if I've text messaged him or called and left a message, and it basically telling you what's going on with it, why it's being held up, and what am I doing to try to resolve it. And if, for instance, I can't get the client, I sometimes will ask you to call them because you may have a different rapport to them than I do. They know you, they're comfortable with you, especially with Social Security numbers, and say, "Hey, Mischka is trying to call you to get this cleared up for you," so I can get them more easily and get it handled.
Yeah, it's a lot of administrative work that goes into getting these policies issued sometimes. I know it's simplified as your whole life, and we want to believe that everything, once you submit, it's going to get magically approved in 48 hours and cash deposited into your account for your commissions, but it's just not always that simple, unfortunately. So
No.
it's a lot of legwork involved, and a lot of agents just don't want to do that kind of legwork. They're there to sell, and they would be on the phone all day long. So having a representative in our agency do that for them is a huge deal. I mean, that's a huge deal. Like you said, you touch every app twice a day.
Every app twice a day. And my job is to make your job easier.
Yeah.
Once you write it and tell the client thank you and have a good day, now it's my ball, and I'm gonna carry it to the touch goal line for you. The touchdown goal. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Do you go ahead?
Being a sports girl, my sports metaphors are not working today.
Yeah, that's right. Let's say an agent has a question on an app. Do they have a way of contacting you?
Yes, they can message me in Teams in the new business channel. I'm on that channel all day, every day. I even have it where if you leave a message, it dings in my ear, so I'll know you're trying to contact me. I mean, most agents are comfortable emailing me, but I don't see emails as soon as I receive on the messages. So it would be easier for you to text me on the message on Messenger. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's a lot of issues with some agencies out there. It's like maybe there's a conservation team or an administrative team that handles a lot of these things, but they're kind of like in the dark and you don't really know what's going on. There's no easy way to contact them. So I know that we really try to make it as easy as possible for agents to reach directly to us. Like, hey, I have this client issue, or I mistaken. If maybe an agent realizes immediately after they submit an app, oh no, I forgot to put the physical address, or I spelled the client's name wrong, or I chose the wrong draft date. They can immediately send you a message. Boom, we'll get it with the carrier.
And it's an immediate email. I have access with Baltimore. I can access their policy numbers right after they submit their applications. I can get the application numbers and send the information needed to get it approved. Yeah. Once you finished, I handle it. So 9 times out of 10, I can do it right then when you send me the message.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate the snapshot of what you do day in and day out for us. You've been with us for, like you said, going on 6 years, right?
6 years, absolutely.
And these carriers don't change their ways too often. And we've been with the same carriers for a long time. So I know you know these departments in and out and those procedures through and through.
Absolutely. And I have my little favorites at these carriers. They'll get something done for me. They'll do it quicker than normal. For me, so I have a good rapport with all of them. So I'll get you taken care of. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate it, Mischka. I think that's about all we got today. I mean, we could go into the subject, I know, and dive even further and further into tons of different scenarios. But I think for the most part, everybody has a good idea of what you do and what we provide them. So I think that's about it for our Truth Bomb Tuesday. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.